This is Dan Dicks here reporting for Press for Truth, and what you're looking at here, folks, is the stuff of absolute nightmares. This is the moment this violent thug, this career criminal, attacked this young 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee in a completely unprovoked attack. And as if that wasn't crazy enough, guys, new footage has just emerged of the aftermath of this situation, showing these people sitting around doing absolutely nothing. After this guy just stabbed this young lady in the neck, she sits here bleeding out as the people who just witnessed it do nothing. They just get up and walk away. New footage has also emerged with the audio included. And if we play this and listen very closely, you can hear what this man is saying after he attacked her. Listen closely. He says, right there, "I got that white girl. I got that white girl." He says this over and over as he walks back and forth on the train after he just attacked her. "I got that white girl," clearly showing the whole thing was racially motivated. I mean, if you reverse the races here, don't you think there would be like the coverage would be 24/7 on the news cycle? But because it's a black man attacking a young white Ukrainian woman, it got pretty much zero coverage. And the fact that everybody, sitting around watching were black people as well, doing absolutely nothing, I think this led to the reason why it got zero coverage. The liberal media is rightly so being accused of covering up this Ukrainian girl's brutal murder in a Dem-led city as this video explodes online. This is precisely why they didn't want this video getting out, guys, because you could hear him saying, "I got that white girl," and you could see everybody sitting around doing nothing. And on top of that, Decarlos Brown Jr. was released on a cashless bail just a few months ago, with the promise to appear in his next court date. They literally just let him go free, despite 14 arrests and a schizophrenia diagnosis. And on top of that, the magistrate judge, Teresa Stokes, the one who released this 14-time criminal, is also the director of operations at something called Second Chances Services, a mental health and addiction clinic in Charlotte, North Carolina, where all this happened. Does this judge release violent criminals into her treatment center to get paid by a government contract? This is a racket that needs to be investigated, and I would certainly agree with that. And speaking of rackets, guys, this is the MacArthur Foundation, a left-wing NGO, which was giving Mecklenburg County, which covers Charlotte, $3.3 million to, as we see here, reduce the jail population. This is what Democrats want, a society that lets criminals roam free in order to terrorize innocent Americans. This is absolutely unreal. This is an example of why DEI is so dangerous to society, especially within the judicial system. DEI allowed Magistrate Judge Teresa Stokes, who released this 14-time criminal, Decarlos Brown Jr., and who never passed the bar exam, to continue letting habitual offenders walk free. The guy just went around committing crimes with impunity. He was not concerned about this at all. And on top of that, guys, people have launched GoFundMe campaigns for this madman. They've since been taken down, but still, it happened in the first place. Decarlos Dejuan Brown Jr.'s legal fees, as BLM attempted to raise funds for him. BLMers launched GoFundMe for Subway stabber. Charlotte mayor urges video censorship. Again, I wonder why. And in case you didn't know, look at this poster that the young girl had on her bedroom door. It's a Black Lives Matter poster. It says here, "I can't breathe." This is talking about George Floyd, and she's in support of the movement of Black Lives Matter with a poster on her door. The same young Ukrainian woman who came to America seeking safety from her war-torn country, Ukraine, and she ended up, having to deal with this. instead. Absolutely horrendous. Now, the New York Times has ended up finally covering this story. But look at the headline and the title here. A gruesome murder in North Carolina ignites a firestorm on the right. Security footage capturing the unprovoked stabbing in Charlotte became an accelerant for conservative arguments about the perceived failings of Democratic policies. They're more concerned with, the fact that the right is concerned with this situation than they are with this situation that happened, what happened to this poor young girl. Mentions in the New York Times. You got George Floyd over 5,000 times. Trayvon Martin, 1,100 times. Daniel Penny, 91. Michael Brown, 2,600. Irina Zaruska has only been mentioned one time. And it's an article that's upset about the right wing for caring about this stuff. Like, you can't make this up. And this is the governor of North Carolina issuing a statement. And just listen to what he says here, guys. We need more cops on the beat to keep people safe. That's why my budget calls for more funding to hire more well-trained police officers. I call upon the legislator to pass my law enforcement recruitment and retention package to address vacancies in our state and local agencies so they can stop these horrific crimes and hold violent criminals accountable. But they don't need more cops. The cops literally did their jobs. They arrested this guy over and over and over again. 14 times he was arrested by the police, and this guy says we need more police to keep people safe. No, it's a problem in the judicial system that needs to be reformed here. That's why this happened. Not because there weren't enough police, but it's because of the corrupt judges that let this guy out over and over and over again. And on top of that, this very same, the governor of North Carolina seems to care more about offering condolences for guys like George Floyd, another career criminal, who died as a fentanyl overdose, as a matter of fact. He cares more about that than he does this poor young Ukrainian woman who fled Ukraine in order to try to have a better life in America. It's absolutely ridiculous, guys. Now, President Trump has just issued an official statement on this. Finally, he's come around to talking about it. So we're going to take a look at that, folks, in this video. As we see here, Trump administration threatens to wipe millions of dollars from Charlotte after Ukraine woman was stabbed to death on a train, guys. So we're going to talk about all of this and much, much more in this video. But really quickly, guys, just before we do, I'd ask that you please check me out here at this Give, Send, Go campaign. If you want to help support and protect and save Press for Truth, here you can contribute by clicking on this Give link. 48 people have contributed so far. Thank you so much to everybody who's done that. Hopefully we can get that up to maybe 50 today. So if you want to contribute to my efforts here, please check the top link in the description below. You can also go to pressfortruth.ca/donate. Here you can do, a one-time donation with PayPal. You can do Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. You could sign up here or here for a monthly reoccurring contribution. You could send me an e-transfer to dan@pressfortruth.ca, or you can send stuff to my P.O. box, guys. Again, links for all of this are located in the description below. Thank you so much to everybody who takes 1 minute today to contribute to my efforts here at Press for Truth. All right, guys, you may notice here, I've already covered this, what you're not being told about the career criminal who killed this Ukrainian refugee, and I strongly suggest you check this one out, guys. I will put a link to this in the description below. Here in this video, Dan Dicks of Press for Truth says what no one else is saying or willing to say about the man who committed this horrific act against an innocent and defenseless victim. And I followed this post up with this one on X, showing you on the left and on the right, we have two different men, two different situations that are very similar, in fact. The guy on the right decapitated his victim, who was sitting near him on a bus. You may recall the Greyhound bus situation where this guy chopped off this young man's head as everybody sat around, an absolute horror. Well, the guy on the left stabbed his victim in the neck who was also sitting close to him on a train. Both of these men were diagnosed schizophrenic. The man on the right received an absolute discharge, and he was granted freedom, if you can believe that. And the man on the left has yet to see his day in court. So when you say that they are mentally ill, they could end up walking free. So let's call this for what it is. So the man on the left can go to prison for life. Demonic possession, ladies and gentlemen. And indeed, that is what's going on here, as this poor, young, frightened woman is looking into the face of a completely demon-possessed man who also was clearly, blatantly racist. I mean, the audio of the situation has been released. Here he's walking around saying, "I got that white girl. I got that white girl," in this completely unprovoked attack. Again, leading to why, the leftist media has failed to cover this thing all this time, because of the fact that it's a racist black man, racist against white people. They don't like to cover that kind of stuff, which is why I'm, want to expose this today for what it truly is. The biggest story in the world over the weekend on social media, which is what the legacy corporate state media ignored. They ignored it entirely because it's inconvenient to their narrative, was the unprovoked plunging of a blade into the carotid artery of a 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee by a hulking thug with 14 prior arrests for violent crimes to his name. Unlike the legacy media that refuses to touch rampant and totally disproportionate black-on-white crime on pain of death, this was covered by PJ Media. In more recently released audio to accompany the video, the killer can be heard congratulating himself, saying, "I got that white girl. I got that white girl," over and over again, like he's proud of what he did. Unsurprisingly, but still shocking to the conscience, BLM-esque activists, sympathetic not to the victim, but to the cold-blooded murderer, launched not one, but 2 GoFundMe fundraisers in the immediate aftermath. Even though video of the assault is widely available on social media, and it depicts a premeditated and, again, wholly unprovoked attack on an innocent and defenseless woman who appears to have barely weighed 100 pounds. From this first fundraiser, we see the killer, it's now being deleted, but it's been archived. It said, raising money to assist with legal fees for Decarlos Dejuan Brown Jr. Anything helps fight against racism and bias against our people. Thank you for giving us a hand to push against this corrupt narrative. Well, no, he was the one who was blatantly racist. Obviously, as he walked around proudly saying, "I got that white girl." From the second GoFundMe campaign, which has since been deleted yet archived, we see it says here, "While what happened on the Blue Line was a tragedy, what we mustn't lose sight of is the fact that Decarlos Brown Jr. was failed categorically by the judicial system and the mental health services of North Carolina, and as such, not entirely to blame for what happened. As it is now, we endeavor to raise funds for his legal defense and hope to avoid punitive sentences and to also get him the aid that he requires." So yeah, it's not, we shouldn't be blaming him. We should be blaming the judicial system. That is absolute nonsense, unless you're talking about the fact that the judicial system should be blamed because this man was allowed to walk free 14 times over and over again. I mean, this is just absolutely ridiculous, guys. You can read the rest of this. I'll put a link in the description below. But let's listen to what President Trump had to say as he finally came out and said something about this. Here's his official statement.
For far too long, Americans have been forced to put up with Democrat-run cities that set loose savage, bloodthirsty criminals to prey on innocent people. Really very, very innocent people. In every place, they control radical left judges, politicians, and activists and they've adopted a policy of catch and release for thugs and killers. In Charlotte, North Carolina, we saw the results of these policies when a 23-year-old woman who came here from Ukraine met her bloody end on a public train. And here's a picture of it. This is the picture of it.
Brutal.
And this is a picture of the woman, a beautiful young girl that never had problems in life, with a magnificent future in this country. And now she's dead. She was slaughtered by a deranged monster who was roaming free after 14 prior arrests. We cannot allow a depraved criminal element of violent repeat offenders to continue spreading destruction and death throughout our country. We have to respond with force and strength. We have to be vicious just like they are. It's the only thing they understand. 24 of the top 25 most dangerous cities in America are run by Democrat mayors. 50 people were murdered in Chicago in recent weeks, with hundreds being shot. And it's time to stop this madness. The people of our country need to insist on protection, safety, law, and order. We have proven that it can be done because we did it right here in D.C., in District of Columbia. The capital of America was a bloodthirsty, horrible, dangerous place, one of the worst. And now it's a crime-free city, and we're going to keep it that way. It can be done. It can happen fast. All we want is, please, Mr. President, we need help. Chicago needs help. Other cities needs help. We'll do what has to be done because we're going to make America safe again, and that includes our big cities. We're going to make those cities safe. Thank you.
So, I mean, it's a step in the right direction, at least, you know, recognizing that these Dem-led cities are completely woke to the point of allowing career criminals out over and over and over again, and then trying to cover up, you know, things like this. The video, the audio that clearly shows this guy was blatantly racist, all these people standing around doing absolutely nothing while this young, poor lady, you know, bled out right there beside them. Absolutely insane, guys. So just wanted to bring all of this to your attention. Again, I'll put links to everything in the description below if you want to follow up on all of this stuff and read further into like this article here. Trump administration has threatened to wipe millions in federal funding from the city of Charlotte as it probes whether officials are adequately protecting passengers following the fatal stabbing of this Ukrainian woman on a train. Irina Zaruska, 23, was killed on August 22 after she was attacked with no warning by a man sitting behind her on this light rail. So again, I'll put links to all of this in the description below. Once again, guys, if you do appreciate my efforts to constantly bring you this information, don't forget to check me out here at this Give, Send, Go campaign. You can check the top links in the description below, or you can go to pressfortruth.ca/donate as well. That'll be in the links below as well. And don't forget to check out this video that I did a couple of days ago when the story first broke. Here's what you're not being told about the career criminal who killed a Ukrainian refugee. Again, I'll have links to all of this in the description below. Make sure you check it out. And that's all for today, guys. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. Thank you so much for watching. Please click the thumbs up button. Make sure you share this video. And stay tuned, guys. I'm going to have more video reports coming soon, God willing. This is Dan Dicks reporting for Press for Truth. We all want truth. The truth will set you free.